when someone signed for FC Barcelona, it was the war, man.
Yeah.
I was competing against my best friend in the team, and this was the hardest thing for me. Yeah, the hardest thing, because it was either him or me. At the time, he was a big player, and then he just came one day to me and he said, "Hey, congratulations, man, you are doing great, and I maybe have to go next year." And he had to go.
It's high pressure, you know, a lot of stress. Yeah, so, you know, talked about all that. So can you take us in, you know, paint us the picture how it looked, you know, first year at the, how do you say it? La Masia.
La Masia.
Okay. How did the first year look?
The first year was amazing. I had a big players also in my spot, because I was playing at the time offensive midfielder, and Barca takes every year the best in the world in that position. So it was hard, but I learned a lot from the best player actually. So actually my second year in Barca was not gonna be nice, because the coach already told me, hey, you know, maybe you don't play as much. You just have to work. And I said, okay, yeah, no problem. I just wanted to stay there. And I was not professional at the time, not yet. I was 16, and then I said, okay, yeah, no problem. That's what I'm here for. I love challenges, and I just took it over. And then I end up playing a lot of, and having a lot of minutes on the field. And again, I was not the best talent. And then when I had to sign pro, the coach of the second team came over to me and said, yeah, you just don't have a spot. This was in December, and we finished the season in June. Then I said, yeah, okay, next challenge, no? And
absolutely.
I just also took it, and then the next six months I was I would say I was a machine. Because when the coach came to me and said, yeah, you're not gonna play, or you're not gonna get a pro contract, I was like, no way, man, I want this. I just did it.
That's when you got into that dog mentality. Yeah, man, so take us through, like, you know, obviously you said first year you did really well, you learned a lot. What were some of the biggest takeaways from the first year being there?
So my biggest takeaway is I was competing against my best friend in the team, and this was the hardest thing for me. Hardest thing, because it was either him or me. And there is when I learned, okay, you can just be a good person and but just still competing from what you want. And that year, that's what I learned the most. And he was at the time in my team, he was a big player. And then he just came one day to me and he said, hey, congratulations, man, you are doing great, and you are playing more than me, and I maybe have to go next year. And he had to go. And this hurt me a lot, and actually this is what I learned the most from that year. Just be humble, man. You can have setbacks every year. So
I mean, honestly, at that age, for him to come up to you and say that, obviously he's very mature in himself. And you know, I think, you know, on the pitch the goal is, you know, just to do the best you can, work the hardest you can. You know, maybe you and your buddy are competing, your enemies on the pitch, but off the field you shake hands and you're boys again.
Exactly. But this was really difficult because he was there already for 8 years. And he knew everything. He was the kid of La Masia. And then I was coming new, and then I was I had a hard time, man. But then, as I said, I just did my job, and I just worked for what I want.
Absolutely. Yeah, so, you know, you said you learned a lot from other players. Did any players, you know, come up to you? Were they welcoming? Any tips they gave you? Because obviously, you know, coming into La Masia, I hope I said that right. It's high pressure, you know, a lot of stress, and like you said from the beginning of the conversation, your favorite player was Ronaldinho, and you know, you see he plays stress free, but obviously we all get nerves. You know, I don't know if he had nerves, probably too much drinking, but you know, any tips, you know, from older players or players who's been there?
From older players, yes. Not from my team. From my team, no tips at all. This was the war. This was the war, really.
So how was that environment? Was there a war going on?
It was really difficult, It was really difficult. Actually, from that team, I just have a relationship with my friend. Nowadays, he's still my friend, and no one else. So I think this was when someone signed for FC Barcelona, it was the war, man. It was the war. Nobody came to you and just helped you and say, hey, why don't you do this on the field? Do this on the field? No way, bro. You just have to learn from yourself. And just go through it.
Real wake up call, man. Real wake up call.
Really crazy.
Make sure you click one of these 2 videos right here to stay up to date with the best football development channel here on YouTube. Stay safe, stay healthy, deuces.